Welcome back. This is Coach Dave Mach. I'm here to bring you another article, and this one is what it means to be the hero of your career. Now, the concept of the hero is a very deep and important one in American history. Stan Lee, the creator of legendary Marvel superheroes, famously inspired and brought about hope to many people with his comic book characters in 1940 and continues to do them today. There are many things to be said about why the hero image brings up inspiration and hope for others and why it's endured for such a long time. The hero shows us that despite his or her own shortcomings and obstacles, success is possible. In watching heroes, we often feel a vicarious sense of liberation and freedom watching them break through their inertia of despair. As the hero overcomes his external antagonists, personal problems, and hopelessness, they show us through the courage and determination that we are capable of achieving greatness, even if against great odds. Practically speaking, what each one of us needs to feel confident in our job search or career will look different. However, we could all use inspiration, hope, support, and love. The support that would give us the faith that we can face down our fears, thus ignoring whatever voices to the contrary we may have in our lives. Now, how does this relate to your job search? You need to be the hero of your own career. Being the hero of your career means you're the primary catalyst of causation in your life, not the effect of it. It means taking more responsibility over your career success and continuing to make causes for it. We can each become the scriptwriter of our own lives. We're the protagonists of our own stories, and we write and perform the script of our lives every day. As we write and perform our own triumphant dramas, we pass through several stages. Each of those are described in what's called the hero's journey. Now, in a section in my book, Vision in Action, I explain that the hero's journey was first hypothesized by Joseph Campbell in his book, Hero with 1,000 Faces. It originally had 17 steps, and the names of each step was really esoteric, hard to understand, and complex, to say the least. He was definitely the pioneer of the idea and understood how myths and folklore and culture worked like no one else. Then some years later, Christopher Vogler tackled this idea of the hero's journey in his book, The Writer's Journey. He simplified his ideas while keeping much of its power intact. He made it into 12 steps and much easier to grasp. The following is from the book, The Hero's Journey. The hero's journey is a skeletal framework that should be fleshed out and filled in with the details and surprises of your own individual story. The structure should not call attention to itself, nor should it be followed too precisely. Even in movies, they use the hero's journey, and that's why it's called The Writer's Journey from Christopher Vogler. In this sense, you are starring in your own movie, playing out the role you choose. In The Writer's Journey, Christopher Vogler provided a simplified and practical guide to the hero's journey. Here are the 12 steps. Heroes are introduced into the ordinary world. They receive the call to adventure. They are reluctant at first or refuse the call, but are encouraged by a mentor. They cross the first threshold and enter the special world. They encounter tests, allies, and enemies. They approach the innermost cave and cross a second threshold. Here, they endure the central ordeal. They take possession of their reward and are pursued on the road back to the ordinary world. They cross the third threshold, experience a resurrection, and are then transformed by the experience. They return to the ordinary world with their elixir, the treasure to benefit the world, and then the cycle continues. So to assist you in understanding the hero's journey, I also created an illustration from my book, Vision in Action. The hero's journey aside, let's talk about what can hold you back. I believe the career search, or the job search for that matter, is an internal battle in which we go deep into our lives and figure out why and what we want out of life. So let's start with why. Why are we more inclined to one career direction over another? Is it because of fear? The fear of income instability? Because this means your bills won't be paid, or even worse, you have failed to feed your kids or keep the lights on? Do we fear our parents' scorn because we didn't take the safe path that they suggested or even provided for us? Many times we take actions out of self-preservation with a mindset of lack. simply protecting your position, playing it safe, and not wanting to get hurt. Maybe you were told there's no money in art, or no money in making music, or no money in cage fighting for that matter. Parents or significant others may believe it's a waste of time and effort, and that you would do better focusing on getting a real job. You can also be in a different situation. You don't want to leave a current job because things are good, you're paid well, but it's a toxic environment and sucks all the life out of you. There's no time to do the things that you love and enjoy. It was said that people would prefer familiar hells than strange unknown heavens. So to really be the hero of your own career, you need courage. You're putting yourself in an unfamiliar arena. You're putting yourself out there. There are risks involved. You may experience failures before your successes. This is no reason to give up. You pick yourself up and you do it again. You must recognize that now you are one step closer to where you're supposed to be. Hypothetically, this is how your hero's journey would go if we applied it to your job search. So the journey starts when you feel dissatisfied at your current job, you're looking for more money, for a better environment, or a different line of work altogether. The call to venture is when you start to update your resume with the previous or present accomplishments, and you get ready to send it out. However, you then have the refusal of the call. You're scared of what people might think. You don't want to lose this great job. You hold back, you hesitate, and you don't send out that resume. You don't actually put yourself out there. What happens after that is you're encouraged by either a family member, a significant other, something you read, maybe even this video, and you put your resume out there on the job boards and apply to positions you're interested in. Now you enter your special world. The world of your individual job search. You decided to go on interviews. You experience rejection. You put your guard up. People make all kinds of comments. Perhaps you missed work. You show up late. You encounter what you call enemies. But you must redirect this rejection because you're also going to meet allies. Perhaps you meet a recruiter from a staffing agency. Perhaps a career coach. They help you to get you ready for your next phase. The approach. You get closer to landing that dream job, you work on your interview skills, you read up about the hiring manager, and you role play on how things are going to go on, as I spoke about in the previous article. You get insights in knowing the hiring manager's trigger points, you prepare explanations and how your past performance will indicate your future results, and you get ready for the central ordeal. So what's the central ordeal? It's the final interview. Getting that dream job. You get the job offer and you get the job that you're looking for. Now there's the road back, which actually can be quite treacherous because your previous employer now wants to make you a counter offer. They're going to offer you a different department, a better work environment, more money. So, at this point, you have to kind of look back and say, why did you go down this journey in the first place? Because you could be indecisive. And as I discussed in my book and in previous articles, decision mapping is important here. You can look back and say, I looked at all the different scenarios, I looked at all different ways that things could change, and I decided that I want to go through down this path, and it doesn't matter. It could also be that they're offering you these things temporarily, where they're going to give you the increased salary or the better job environment only for a couple weeks to find someone else, and then you're fired anyway. So it's important to review your goals that you made previously and remember why you went down the journey in the first place. Now, in doing this, you can break down certain criteria as to what's going to be important to you, what's going to make you happy. The criteria is specific to your own decision-making process. Like I discussed in one of my previous articles on decision mapping, this is a good time to take that out and review why you went down the journey in the first place. Finally, you get to the end, the return with the elixir. You're now at the new job, at the new place, and you're happier than you were before. This is just one example. Each journey is going to be different, each roadmap is personal, and there are many factors at play for every journey. The key here is to have a central goal in mind, to have the strategy to accomplish your goal and have the accountability to help you stay determined, open, and focused toward progress of the goal. I'm Coach Dave Mach. Thank you for watching this video. Stay tuned for future articles and future videos to come, and stay inspired. Adios.